Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I'm going to show you through the Splendiferous Corsage die, stencil and stamp set. So that's this sort of smallish looking packet, but you are getting 9 dies, 20 stamps and 4 stencils in there. So there's quite a lot packed into a small area. And we'll open it up and have a quick look, and then we'll just get on to showing you what to do with it. So you'll notice that if you open all of this out, there's a little layout here showing you which order you should use these stencils in, but obviously you can do whatever you like, whichever order you like them in, but this is quite helpful here. So as well as that, you'll see if you look very carefully that up in the corners here, hopefully you can see this, but I'll show you it with ink through it in a little while anyhow. If you line these stencils up, in one corner we've got a little triangle, then we've got squares here and here, and a little circle here. So if you put ink through those little register points, you'll be able to line them up really easily. I don't think they're too difficult to line up anyway without them, but that certainly helps if you're not too sure. So we've got the stencils, we've also got, there they are, the 4 different stencils, and we've also got the little pieces which come out of the centre, and those are masks. I'll bring them out of the packet. They're little masks, and you'll be able to use those either on their own, or you can pop them back in and mask off that area and add some extra detail onto your stencil as well. Then we have the dies which match. So once you've got that all stenciled out, you've got this big die here which you can use to cut out the large area. It's really beautiful when it's cut out, and you can pop that up in 3D foam pads or whatever. And then we've got these beautiful little banners and hearts, and then you'll see these 3 big dies here, and they correspond with some of the stamps which are here. So we've got enjoy, sorry and thanks, and those big dies can be used to cut those out as well. But obviously then we've got this sort of a loose kind of stamp here which you can put on top of your stencil, and it's quite open, so it's just giving a little bit of added detail, and it looks a bit like one of those loose watercolour type of things. And it would look absolutely beautiful if you use that with some embossing ink and then embossing powder on top of it. We'll have a very quick look at these little stamps. So we've got enjoy, sorry and thanks, and then these other little ones go along with them. So say sorry, wish I could be there, enjoy your special day, thanks for being you, thanks, know that you're appreciated, thanks for listening, you're in my thoughts, your day, to hear your news, to hear you've not been well, stay strong, I'm here for you, it's late, you're the best, and for always being there. So let's just grab some cards, some inks, and I'll be right back again. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. And if you do enjoy the video at the end, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment. That always helps, and I always love to hear from you as well. I've gone ahead then with a piece of white card, and I've put my first stencil on, and it's on my magnetic platform, and I've got 4 magnets here holding this all in place. I've got the little register points here, and I've gone ahead and picked out some ink from my little supply here, and I'm starting off with Panama Rose, and I've got my brush ready, and I'm going to just mark those areas there so that I can see them very clearly, and I'll know where to come back to with my next stencil. And now I'm just going to go ahead with this brush and the same ink and fill all this area in. Now I can go ahead with the next stencil. So I've got the one with the little leaves on it, and that's this one, and I can see right away that that's the wrong way around, so I need my little triangle up at the top, and I can line up all those little registers there and pop that back on. Now I'm going to go ahead with some green ink, and this time I'm going to pick out pistachio green. That's a really nice green. I'm going for the lighter one first of all, and I've got a sponge dauber this time. you can use either, and actually I don't have all of the little brushes that I need, so I like to sort of combine the both of them. So just dab that in there and then off we go. While that one's still attached, I'm going to go in with a darker green and just bring a little bit of the darker green in from the outside of the stencil there. I've laid down my next stencil and lined it all up, and I've taken some rich rosewood ink and I'm going to pop this on with a little sponge dauber as well, and I want to add it in around these areas, but I don't actually want it on here, so this is where this little mask comes in really handy. That just fits right in there, and now all I'll be able to do is add ink into the centre of this, but it won't actually colour the areas that I've already covered there. Now I've laid my next stencil on, and I've taken some sunrise yellow ink and I'm going to go in around here and these buds, and then I am going to add some green, some darker green onto there just to give some definition. And you can see that I've popped the little stencil in here, hopefully you can see that. I've popped the little mask into this side because I only want some areas defined here. I could just leave that as it is, but I thought I would go ahead and stamp the black over the top of it, and then I'll die cut it. So I have positioned this in my stamping platform. I've got my stamp here, which you can see I've lined up, and it won't actually matter if this isn't perfect because that's quite the style of it. So I'll add some ink on and we'll see how this looks. Well, it's not perfect, but it's absolutely fine because it's got that kind of loose watercolour feel to it anyhow, and there's not an awful lot of detail here, and that looks lovely just off to the side there, so I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to go ahead and die cut this, so I need to just position the die over the top, tape it down with my die tape, and then run it through the machine. Isn't that really, really beautiful? I love how stenciling gives you a really good coverage and a lot quicker than it would be if you were sort of watercolouring or even colouring with alcohol markers. It's very, very easy, and obviously a lot easier if you've got layering stencils there as well. So I think I'll probably add some jewel drops or possibly even glitter drops into the centre of those, but not until I've got this attached to my final card. I decided to go really big on this, and I've picked a 7x7 card out, and I've put some 3D foam pads on the back of that, and I'm layering it right on there. And I've used the large scribble frame, so this is the circle scribble frame. I've cut this piece out and put this into the centre here, round the outside, sorry, and the piece that came out of the centre then I added in behind, and that's sea salt green, and I think it looks really lovely with that. Now I've stamped the two little sentiments, so I stamped thanks and for being you just on white card, and I die cut thanks with this one, and I die cut this one, the little rounded edge here, and you can see that the stitching doesn't go down the side here, so that's really good if you just want to cut it straight off, and you can cut it off closer to the sentiment if you like, but I'm going to put maybe a little gem or a little crystal drop or something on there. And because I've got dimension on this, I think this would be nice if it was just glued directly onto the card. Now I'm just coming back in to finish this with some buttermilk crystal drops, and I'm going to put them into the centre of these flowers and then one on here. I'm very partial to this colour. I love those. This card has got quite a lot of colour on it, so I've decided to go for a second one and use less colours in it, and have everything set up so you can watch while I go along. I'm starting off with Silver Sage ink, and then I'll add some deeper colours in after that. And now some Parquet green on top of that. Some Laguna Bay with the same ink sponge on top of that one. Parquet green again, and I'm just going to dab this quite lightly around here. Got a glitter marker now, and I'm just going to go into these little areas on the leaves, and I'm hoping this turns out okay. I got that all coloured in, and it's really beautiful. I wasn't actually expecting it to turn out so well. Anyhow, I've die cut it as well, and I've taken a 5x7 card and I've put some of this opalescent green ombre card on there, so that's a really fine glitter card, and it goes from light to dark down the page there. And then I have used a die cut here. I'm actually just finished making 2 videos with this die set. So this is the Gatefold Shadow Frame Creator die set, and I use these 2 dies from it to cut this out, and I'm going to add my little stenciled image right on top of that. And I've got some 3D foam pads on the back, but I always like to add just a little dot of glue. The foam pads for dimension and the glue just for extra security on it. And that's going on there, maybe down slightly and over. Yes, about there. And you can see there then that I've added the little heart from this die set that I'm using. It's on here, along with that down at the bottom there. And I've got enjoy and your day, and it does seem a shame to cover some of that up, but I'm going to put it on there. You are. Now, I don't know if you agree, but let me know in the comments down below. I didn't expect that one to turn out so beautiful, and I think it's very elegant. I thought this was going to be my showstopper, the one I really love, and this was just going to be a little extra to show you if you don't like such bright colours, but I actually prefer this one. Anyhow, there's loads and loads of different ways that you could stencil this, stamp it, whatever. You could stamp it and just colour it with well, watercolours or pencils or whatever without even using the stencils, because you've got the stamp there as well. And obviously the background that you use is going to make a real big difference. You could use different mediums through the stencils. You could use glitter paste, glimmer paste, sparkle spray, all sorts of things, and give a little bit of dimension to it as well. And it doesn't necessarily have to be flat like that either. Another lovely idea for such a big stamp is to chop it in half, either halfway down the centre or across this way, and put one half with the flat edge out to one side and the other to the other side, and that would make a lovely feature as well. Or even just use one half of it on one card and the other half on another card, on a smaller card. But I really like this big card here and this one. So you can use all of these little tags and things in different ways as well. Hang them from the top, make bunting along the top of your card as well. And well, just use your imagination, and I think you'll enjoy this set. Now, I'm running a little bit late with this one, so I can't really make any more samples with it right now, but I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that has whet your appetite. It's really beautiful and I love it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you'll come back and see some more and let me know what you think about this. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment. And don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, maybe you'd like to do that as well, and hit the notification bell so that you know when another new video comes up each time. And all my affiliate links to everything that I've used, the stencil set and these die sets and whatever, will be down below in the description. I get a little commission from that from the sales, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. So thank you very much to everybody who uses those already. And in the meantime, happy crafting. Bye bye.